The Magic the Gathering set of all 4 Commander decks is available for pre-order now. Affiliate link below. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the MundaneChats channel, and I don't want to come out like a cocky motherfucker and do this, but I'm gonna because I feel like I earned it. I told you so. I told you so. I fucking told you so. I told you guys that the Alamo Drafthouse running the promotional event of a women-only screening of Wonder Woman was not going to end well for them, that it was a civil rights violation. It was illegal, basically what it boils down to. And they basically confirmed that. With this, I love this so much. So it says here, the Alamo Drafthouse women-only screening of Wonder Woman that garnered massive attention and positive news coverage may have been against the law. Despite acknowledging complaints, the company has declined to issue a proper apology because they can't. They issue a proper apology in this particular case, they will be admitting fault, and that opens them up to a lot more lawsuits. Really, it does. So they're not going to acknowledge that they did anything because they at this point really don't have to, which is unfortunate. But all of us out there know the truth. All of us out there know precisely what went down, how it went down, and how they straight screwed the fuck up. Now, in June, theater chain Alamo Drafthouse announced it would be holding a women-only screening of Wonder Woman in select theaters. The media predictably cheered on the company's feminist-centric marketing. It wasn't just that it was women-only screenings. It was that it was also like women-only working, right? Like that was another thing that didn't get a lot of attention. It was that the male employees of the Alamo Drafthouse were basically told not to work that night. They were told not to work, and I don't know how that played out in terms of compensation for those employees. If a male employee was scheduled to work on that particular night, I believe it was Wednesday night, then they were told not to work. Were they given another shift to compensate? Were they paid extra by the company to compensate? Or were they just SOL? I mean, there's other aspects there that can be discussed in terms of possible gender discrimination lawsuit against them from an employee standpoint. Again, another reason why Alamo will not issue a proper apology, because it would open themselves up for actual charges or possible civil suits from employees that feel like they were discriminated against based on their gender. And trust me, if they apologized, if they admitted actual fault, they would lose every case that came in their way. Stephen Miller, a writer for Heat Street, made headlines and upset feminists on the internet when he bought tickets to attend the movie at its women-only screening in New York City. Amid the outpouring of cheers, complaints, and "Yas Queen Slay," God, I hate that shit, support on social media, it turns out that the Drafthouse was in violation of anti-discrimination laws in Austin, Texas, one of the cities where the theater held such a screening. And it would have been also, if this lawsuit would have been filed in New York, it would have been found guilty as well. It's considered a public accommodation. They have no legal reason or ability to block anyone from coming in. It's because anyone can buy a ticket from the street and walk in. Because it's a public accommodation, they can't stop you at the door based on any reason, including your gender. So, and that was the funny thing too. A lot of people like to argue, well, it's a private business, it can do what it wants. It can within reason. It can refuse service for whatever reason, but basing it on that reason would open up to a lawsuit. So I'm just saying, it's like, it's kind of a catch-22 in that regard, but they still made the mistake of doubling down on this multiple times. Complaints to the city were filed by Albany law professor Stephen Clark and an anonymous man who took issue with the Drafthouse marketing and attempts to pander to feminists. The chain first responded with snark to its detractors on Facebook, but it was forced to eventually admit the merit of the complaint, because you done goofed. The chain proposed a settlement offer on July 18th to Clark and the other individuals. So this is why if the settlement offer didn't include a public apology, then that's why they don't have to say anything. So they settled out of court because they know if they would have actually gone to court, they would have lost. And they settled, which I don't know everything yet, but it's like they still haven't admitted fault here, which is unfortunate. Saying here, respondent did not realize that advertising a women's only screening was a violation of discrimination laws, wrote the Alamo Drafthouse. Respondent has a very strict non-discrimination policy in place, but this policy did not include a specific prohibition against advertising. So the Alamo is trying to, they're not admitting fault. They're just saying, whoops-a-daisy, sorry guys, like, you know, like we didn't think that this would work, in like this was a problem in terms of advertising. It's such a deflection from the fact that they doubled down and they added more screenings. It started in Austin, moved to New York, one in Denver, and then other places as well jumped on board with this nonsense. So they kept doubling down, which is one of the reasons why Stephen Clark decided to file the lawsuit. Him being a gay man who advocates for equality and deals with discrimination lawsuits all the time, he was basically saying like, no, their attitude in response to the criticism is why he did this, because they were, for lack of a better term, and this is my words, not his, they were being cunts. Speaking for the company, Missy Reynolds, director of real estate and development, called the women's only screening marketing gimmick a tongue-in-cheek moniker, stating that they wouldn't have denied men who purchased tickets. It's worth noting that this fact was never made clear at the time of the marketing campaign, which is true. They didn't do that at all. They never said that they wouldn't let you in, but they did say sorry fellas, basically implying through their words, through the marketing, that men were not invited to this. Men were not allowed, but they could not stop you. I even called them myself and talked to them, and they were just like, yeah, you can buy tickets for like your mom and your sister, but, you know, and they couldn't tell me I couldn't buy tickets, but they were heavily trying to discourage me from doing so when I called and talked to one of their employees. It just makes me really, really, really laugh at the fact that they screwed up this badly. And yet when it comes, if the shoe was on the other foot, if it was a men only screening, a whites only screening, so on, a Christian only screening, so on and so forth, the left-leaning media would be frothing at both at the mouth and the gash, trying to take this thing down, and they didn't even bother to look at this from an equality standpoint. Now, Stephen Clark goes on to say here, I'm a specialist in anti-discrimination law, so it's fairly certain this was not lawful. If they were trying to do a gay-only Brokeback Mountain, I would feel the same way. And again, like I just said, if they were doing this in any other circumstance, people would be freaking out, but also there would be the reason to criticize it. In a June interview with the Washington Post, Clark said he wasn't willing to let the instance slide due to his principles against sexual discrimination. It's the principle of the thing. I'm a gay man, and I've studied and taught gay rights for years. Our gay bars have long said that you do not exclude people because they are gay or straight or transgender. You just can't do that for any reason. And that, again, is one of the reasons why he jumped on board to fight back against this particular nonsense marketing tactic. Stupid. Austin's city code prohibits public accommodations, including theaters, from discriminating against people based on race, color, religion, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, national origin, age, and disabilities. Right? But again, you try arguing that with feminists, and they're like, nuh-uh, 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 nuh. And that's what they were like all the time. It was like fingers in ears, la 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 la, la 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 la. That's all they kept doing. For every time you would criticize this, that's what they would do. That's all they can do, because when they're challenged in not only a legal but moral sense, they shut down because they don't have a leg to stand on. It's just hysterical to watch. It says here, for now, the Alamo Drafthouse is offering only apology and a free DVD of Wonder Woman to both Stephen Clark and the other complainant. See, they're apologizing to them, but they're not apologizing publicly for their actions, right? They're not apologizing to the public as a whole, just to the people in the settlement. Like, that, again, is kind of like, that is, you know, and a free DVD. Come on, shit, motherfucker. This is Blu-ray territory. Free DVD. Jeez. It's up to them to decide whether to accept the settlement. For now, the company is refusing to publicly apologize for its advertising. So they're apologizing to, sorry, we offended you who filed the lawsuit. Here's a copy of Wonder Woman on DVD. Like, did they just bootleg it from Korea? Because that's where you can get the 1080p rip right now. So, like, what the hell? That is so stupid. It says the attempt to settle with the complainants is part of the city's allowed back and forth process. If no conclusion is reached, the city may investigate and even prosecute the Alamo Drafthouse. And honest to God here, they should just not accept it. Not accept it. Let it take its legal course, because that's horseshit. That is just absolute goddamn horseshit. That is such a fucking thing. What makes me laugh so much about this is just the fact that you've got people that are like, you know, that they keep doubling down on this nonsense, and they doubled, they tripled down on it, and they got caught, and then their response is, here's a free DVD of Wonder Woman. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them. This video won't be monetizable anyway because Google's gone to shit. But no, fuck them. Seriously. Like, I want them to be prosecuted by the city because I want Stephen Clark to look at this and to realize that it is just it's nothing more than another. And just it's a slap in the face response. It's all it is. It's just like, oh, we're sorry to you. Here's a DVD, but we're not going to publicly apologize for our sexist, gender biased marketing gimmick that we then felt the need to double down on because we felt we were in the right when legally, morally, and civilly we were in the wrong. Well, and that wraps up the video, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today and giving it a watch. If you guys would like to support the channel, please give it a thumbs up, comment below, share it around, subscribe, hit the little bell for notifications so you're up to date on all the content this channel releases. If you'd like to help out during the adpocalypse, you can do so with Amazon affiliate links in the beginning of the video. There is Patreon. $1 from everyone would go a really long way right now, as well as also Bitcoin and PayPal. Thank you guys very much. My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel. I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day. Peace out.